So behind me is a white wall, and of course this is not the only one. In fact, it is a common situation for people renting in Germany to have white walls. So you can either paint them, put a wallpaper on top, or use it as a cinema screen, which is what we are going to do today with the help of Aurzen Boom 3, which is an all-in-one projector with built-in speakers. And we are going to create a cozy bedroom cinema setup. So, let's get started. So let's start by unboxing the projector itself. The price for it should be just under $300, and depending on where you live, you might get some good warranty terms as well. Here in Europe, I got 3 years of warranty, and Aurzen promised to bring lifetime technical support as well, which is pretty nice to have in this price. It comes in two main colors, gold and black. I went with the golden one as it matched our calm wooden bedroom aesthetic. Most of the projector is covered in a light fabric, which is a nice touch. The top has a matte plastic cover with an illuminated volume knob. In the box you get power, HDMI cable and a remote control. The remote control is powered by two AAA batteries, which sadly are not included. The design of the remote looks quite similar to one from a Fire TV stick, and it has dedicated buttons for streaming services like Netflix, Prime Video and YouTube. The middle control button is a bit on the plasticky side, but overall it is pretty comfortable to use. As I mentioned, it is an all-in-one projector, meaning it comes with a speaker and is actually a pretty strong one, rated at 36 watts. For some cool look at the insides, you can lift the fabric mesh to uncover the speakers with tweeters and a woofer. On the rear you will find all the ports, one for the power cord, a 3.5mm jack, two USB-A ports and two HDMI ports for external inputs. So let's get it mounted to a wall. There are many options to go for, even Aurzen's own projector stand, but I decided to go for the relatively easiest one, a wooden-themed IKEA floating shelf, which can be mounted with only 2 screws. So I drilled the holes and attached the shelf. It supports up to 3 kilograms, and with the projector weighing around 2.6, we have some extra room for safety and some media devices. I still opted not to mount it directly over my head when I sleep, so it's slightly off center, but that is not a problem since this projector is pretty flexible with a picture adjustment. Most of the time when you turn it on, you should be good to go within seconds with the picture calibration, since it calibrates really quick and it deals with properly adjusting the keystone correction and focus. So being an all-in-one projector, it provides pictures, sound and even has its own smart functions thanks to the built-in smart WebOS. After finishing the initial setup process, you have a couple of pre-installed apps with some popular streaming services, and there is also an app store where you can get additional applications, and the selection you see may be region-based, and as far as I found, it is not based on Android and has some proprietary operating system, which means that options are quite limited if you want something outside of the predefined catalog. Personally, I use Kodi a lot, and some streaming services like Disney Plus or Crunchyroll are not available here, but this can be easily fixed by something like a cheap Chromecast dongle without breaking the bank, or any other compact smart TV dongle or box, but having it built in would have been much better. Still, for basic functionality in a standalone projector, it might be enough if you want to use it without any HDMI source device. The settings page also looks quite similar to a Fire TV, and there are a lot of settings for adjusting the picture position, quality, and make some manual corrections. Depending on the use case, you may want to turn off any auto calibrations upon startup if you will be using it in a static position like me. But if you plan to travel with it, move it around often, or use it every once in a while, then most of these settings might be quite useful to recalibrate it automatically on each startup. And I would really like to see an option for turning off the standby LED around the top ring, because when placed in a dark bedroom, it emits blue light, which is not the most discreet setup for sleeping. So what about the picture quality? It is a 1080p projector with the capability to output 500 ANSI lumen brightness, which on paper sounds great, and it really is. The time I spent watching things on it has been amazing, mostly because of the large screen area you are able to get. It has been a different experience since my TV is only 55 inches compared to the projector displaying nearly 100 inches, which is almost double the size. But the main takeaway with the projector is the need for a dim environment, as even with 500 ANSI lumens, the picture will be washed out if viewed in the daylight. so rolling blinds might be a good combination. But in dark the picture is clear and crisp, and even though it has autofocusing capabilities, I would suggest to make sure that you are getting the sharpest version of your picture by testing out the manual focus on the remote with upper plus and minus keys. The default picture tends to be on the warmer side, and there are many presets to choose from, as well as manual adjustment capabilities. While everything looks great, I would say that animated titles and shows look even better, and this could well be a good setup for kids' room if you want to run some cartoons without causing too much eye strain. Gaming on a 100-inch screen was truly an amazing experience, but I also felt some minor latency while playing, so it might not be the best choice for competitive titles, but racing games or single-player titles will make things quite immersive and enjoyable. There is also an advertised capability of 4K decoding, but it did not play well with my Xbox since it was able to negotiate a 24Hz 4K signal, which quickly reverted back to 1080p, and you likely won't notice much of difference anyway, so I would recommend sticking to the native 1080p resolution. But let's talk about the speakers, because 36 watts sound pretty promising, and it surely adds the convenience without needing to carry the additional speakers or sound systems with it. And the interesting thing that I noticed is that it seems to be hard paired to its speaker via Bluetooth, and there is actually a feature where you can connect to the projector via Bluetooth and use it as a wireless speaker. So far I can say that it does its job really well, and for a bedroom-sized environment the sound is more than enough, as I would mostly not be using it at its maximum level. And here's a sound sample from the speaker while punching the bass on the woofer. There are a couple of available sound presets on the projector itself, and I found that selecting the vivid profile gives the audio more depth and a livelier sound, especially while watching something with a voice dialogue. And now that the cold season has started, I'm happy to have this projector delivering that cozy bedroom cinema while lighting up those dark evenings. I think that this is a great all-in-one projector, and it surely justifies its price tag, which is not too high to begin with. And I think its main feature is the 36 watt built-in speaker, which has no problem filling a medium-sized room with sound. And for a home cinema on budget, it does a really great job. It has many different options for automatic picture adjustments, which makes it useful and versatile in many different environments, while being pretty light and compact. But I really wish they would have gone with something like Google TV for the OS, as a lot of the other competitor projectors, to make it a truly complete package. Let me know what you think about this projector, or would you rather have a TV? And see you in the next video.